Hello, 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 everyone. It is I, Alethea Felton, and I am so excited today to go live with this incredible person. Whenever you watch this, whether it's live or later on, it is such an honor today to have this powerhouse, phenomenal entrepreneur, and just human being who has such a heart of gold and a heart for God. And that is none other than the Donna Tashjian, CEO and founder of Vibrant Living International and conference host extraordinaire. Donna, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Alethea. Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. And the purpose of this live, and I could wait until people hop on, but I want to respect time because Donna has so much to do because she is hosting something that's going to be absolutely epic. And that is a conference that I thank God for her. She's asked me as well as other women speakers to speak on this coming Saturday, and it is the Fortified conference. So before we talk a little about that, Donna, tell us a bit about yourself and your mission with Vibrant Living International.
Well, I have a strong passion to help people live vibrantly. And that is could be a really broad statement. What does it mean for you to live vibrantly? And so it is a very personal question, but it isn't a question life is busy.
Mhm.
I mean, you go from, you were just talking about it, one Zoom call to the other Zoom call, trying to run to the bathroom and get a drink in between. It's those just life is full of a lot of activities.
Yeah.
And we don't often say, am I doing what helps me to live vibrantly? Am I stepping into my purpose? Am I saying no when I need to say no? Was one of the interesting things that one of my first coaches said to me is when you say yes to something, you are also saying no to something. And we don't
Mhm.
often realize that. You were talking about prioritizing your health. When you
Mhm.
say yes to taking care of your health, you may say no to some appointments that can wait. It's that kind of thing. And we don't often realize how to have that peace, vibrant life and not feel guilty for
Mhm.
doing those kind of things. So I love to help people step into more confidence, peace instead of pressure, and learn what vibrancy means for you. And the fortified word, I just loved that word. When I heard it, it just resonated because we all have weak spots.
Mhm.
We all have areas that could make us stumble, if you will, or pause, or take a step back not be on our front foot, but take a step back from what God's called us to do and our purposes. So, how can we fortify those places so that they don't feel that way? And
Mhm.
this is an event of women sharing their stories of becoming fortified, but it's experiential. This is not something that you listen to while you fold your laundry.
Yeah.
This is something where you will engage, you will hear from God for you personally through the stories and the activities that we have planned. And there'll be some fun and laughter and probably tears too.
Oh, yes. Yes. No doubt about it. But out of curiosity, what inspired you? What was that vision that allowed you to even want to host this conference? What happened that really triggered that?
Well, this isn't my first. So
Yes.
I've been holding these for a while. And so I was in prayer on what I should do. And the scripture in Jeremiah about being planted and rooted by the
Mm,
river, and that their leaves do not wilt and they continue to bear fruit even when the heat comes.
mm,
And I was meditating on that. How can we be? How can we get our roots to go deeper? That no matter what the circumstances, no matter what arises, it doesn't make our leaves wilt. It keeps us full of vitality. It
mhm,
keeps us bearing fruit, even in. So we're not. at the whim of what's going on in the environment or the world, because
Yeah.
we're of a different kingdom. And how can we step into that? So it was meditating on that. Prior to this, I had a free thing in my school community, and it was called Spring Cleaning and Planting. And it was
Mhm.
also based on this scripture of how to clean out what needs to be cleaned out so we can.
Mhm.
What are you planting in the garden of your heart and in
Yes.
your life? And then this was the outgrowth of that.
Indeed, it was. And what's so beautiful about it is that there are some powerhouse speakers that we have at this conference that are absolute life changers. And what I want to do, hopefully, it'll let me very quickly. Let me see if it'll let me um, share settings because I pulled up the graphic for who's going to be speaking, and I'm hoping that it'll let me do it. Let me see. Let me see. Window, entire screen. Hold on a second. And if not, we'll just talk about it. Oh, here it is, the fortified. Well, I'll have to play around more. Oh, here it is. Okay. There it is. Okay, so we have some speakers who are absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we have Donna, who is the host and also is going to be speaking to us. And Donna, if you could introduce everyone else, please, who's going to be speaking. Thank you.
Well, there's you, of
Yes.
course, and your audience knows you. There's Amanda Hyder, and she is a travel agent, as what her occupation is, and help people to create retreats so that they can be restored. But
Mhm.
also, one of the things amazing is her story, where God has brought her. And I'm not going to tell you, you have to come. And this is another thing. This is a complimentary event.
Mhm.
A lot of times my events have tickets, and really for the caliber of people speaking here, it should be a higher ticket. But I wanted to bless, it in my heart to bless. So come, bring friends. And then we have Andy Berger, who runs Stop Traffic
Mhm.
Ministry nonprofit, and she's sharing her story. And when you have a story, you usually experienced it as well. And that is her story. And she's going to be sharing how God brought her through with joy. And you don't think of trafficking and joy in the same thing. So you got to come and hear that story as well. And then there's Lori Kavanaugh. She is a vice president in corporate organization, and her story of what worship means and what has that been in her journey. So that is her. And then there's Patrina Pelton Smith. She is an ordained minister as well as runs
Mm.
a nonprofit to help people get grants to fund nonprofit organizations.
Wow.
And so that's Patrina, and so she has an amazing story to share as well.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. And this is a conference that you don't want to miss. I'm telling you that you don't want to miss it. Fortified. What will the people who attend, the women especially, what will they walk away with?
They will walk away with hearing from God. And
Mm.
so set expectations of what you want answers to.
Mhm.
Because God has a way of, when you ask, I want answers for this, and you
Yes.
put yourself in a room where he will show up and give you answers. So answers to problems. So it's not like one of those traditional things. You walk away with confidence, a plan, a 3-step plan to do this. It's much more than that.
Mhm.
And it will probably surprise you on areas where you didn't think you needed fortified.
Yeah.
You begin to hear these stories. So
Mhm.
it is all around exactly what you need. One of the other people it was Lori who was saying, I don't call these conferences. They're truly an experience.
Mhm.
And you have to come to understand that it's not a webinar, it's not a conference, it's hard to find words. So one of the words I use is it's a gathering of women, and you will experience answers in areas that you're looking for and surprise you in one.
I like that. A gathering of
Yes.
women. I love that. It's much more intimate, it's
Right.
much more connected,
Right.
relatable.
Yes.
That's what I love about that. That is quite powerful. And, I just thank you, Donna, for how you always have just conferences in general. I've spoken at one in the past,
Mhm.
and you are truly spirit led whenever you lead anything that you do. And for the audience, also, I will be speaking on when obedience unlocks authority. That has been a common theme for the work that I'm doing a lot now, is really walking in your authority and having that obedience as a part of it also. So it's going to be powerful. And again, register, register, register. I did put the link here in this chat. It doesn't go to all platforms, so I'll go back and put it in there, but it is HTTPS. Then you have your, I think that's the forward slash, I think, backslash.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then Tidy Cow, TIDYCAL.com / I Vibrant Living / masterclass. That's where you can register. Again, I will put it into the comments afterwards. Donna, do you have any closing thoughts or words prior to us leaving this stream? I think this has been fabulous having you here today.
I think one of the things that's coming up as we're talking, and when you mentioned authority, that really resonated with me. And I want to touch on that again because to be fortified, I need to know my authority and who I am.
Mm,
And I have perceived in my years of helping women to excel and to grow is we don't know how to be authoritarian. How do we walk in our authority? Is it being, a boss and really, being brassy and, rude almost to the try to stand up?
mhm,
But I think, Alethea, both of you and I would agree that you can have authority just walking in a room knowing who you are.
mm.
And it's learning your identity, your purpose, and getting confident in who you are. I don't have to prove anything. I think both you and I have walked into rooms going, who do I have to talk to? Who do I have to impress? How do I have to look? Does my hair look good? Is my outfit okay? But authority is not that.
That's right.
Authority is, and you're right, it's tied to obedience because it's doing things that we may not feel like we're qualified
Mhm.
or comfortable for. So anyway, I don't want to give it all away, but that's something that stood out to me is because it's tied, because I said this conference is women walking in authority, joy, and ease. And that's what this is about.
It is. It is. And you embody that, Donna. And I'm so honored to know you. I'm excited. Register, 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 please. We want you to come because you are going to walk away so much more fulfilled with new connections and with more authority in your life, vibrancy, and joy, of course. So, Donna, it's been an honor having you. Thank you again. And God bless you in all of the work that you do to help women